here at Saline High School with Coach Jason Pickett of the Saline Hornets. Coach, down 17-4 after the first quarter. What? How do you explain this change and the change in the game we saw?
Really, I think it was Gabe Apollo's three. It kind of woke us up, and it was like gave us some life that I don't think we had a ton of energy, unfortunately. I don't know why, but that gave us some energy, and then we picked up our defensive intensity, and that changed the fortunes for us. I think we were kind of standing around to get a lot of open shots in the first quarter up until that point, and then we make that change.
What'd you think of this team coming in? Like, it's a non-conference team, a couple big players, but what'd you think of this team, and were you surprised by what was going on?
No, not at all. I probably watched 4 games, and their games, if you look at the record says 2-6 and now 2-7, but the record said 2-6, but like they were close games. They were all 4 or 5 point games. They played South Lyon earlier. We won by 2, and they won by 23. So I know it's a good team in there. And it was just, again, I think high school games are usually pretty evenly matched as who jumps on who first. And unfortunately for us tonight, they jumped on us first, but we were able to jump back.
Gabe, you mentioned Gabe. It seems like he comes up with, he might not come up with a bunch of big plays, but it seems like he comes up with a big game-changing play quite often for you guys.
Yeah, he's a super clutch kid, and like a selfless teammate, and just wanting to do, the best for the team. And I tell these guys all the time, to the motor goes to spoils, and he's probably got one of our highest motors, and so things just bounce your way when you're always up and after it, And he's fighting an injury and played through that tonight, and that was great.
What did you think of the way you guys played after that?
I just thought, we just started playing our game. We talk about defense. Offense is going to ebb and flow, but it's our defense. And so tonight, our defense did what it was supposed to do. And we picked up, and we got our energy off our defense. We got our offense off our defense, by just having stop after stop after stop.
What do you owe that defense to? Like, is it just hard work and practice? Is it guys who can make big plays? How do you describe what's good about your defense?
It's connectivity. And so like if we're connected, then a guy can go for a steal and miss it, and another guy picks him up, because we're all connected to each other, and that's what's important. And so we work on that constantly, day in and day out, and so that our connectivity shows defensively more than anything.
I think it was Brady who I saw walk up and just swat a ball down as it was coming up. And it seems like there were a few of those plays, plus you got a goaltending penalty, which you can't really be too mad at that.
No, but what I'll tell you, though, on top of that is more like the hustle plays that were in there.
Yeah.
Where a guy misses a shot, Noah Kronberg misses a shot, turns the ball over here, and gets the rebound at the other end on a fast break. That happened 2 or 3 different times. The guys just hustled their tails back, and got back into the play. And that's the relentlessness that we've been talking about from day one.
We've talked a lot about Chris Katuna. We talked a lot about Brady. We talked a lot about Noah. How about the contributions of Leo this year?
Leo, early on him and I talk, and it's like, he's got to be as the primary ball handler. He's got to be me on the court, right? So he's got to kind of think through the way, but he has such flair to his game, and pretty much anytime I call something that he's already moving, it comes out to be a great play, and I can't say anything because it's he did the right thing through his eyes. So
how about the way you're freshman, another really young guy, Tristan? What about the way he's played so far?
He's coming along, man, and like I say, he's an elite shooter. He's got an elite skill that few people in probably in this state have at his age, and so getting him to utilize that consistently, and he does, and he shoots the ball, and he got to be unconscious about it. So if he misses one, he missed his first couple, and then hit 3 in a row, and that's what he does. So
you're coach. You're probably mapping out your season a little bit at the start of the year, looking at your schedule, wondering what you'll be at a certain point. What are you, 6-2?
7-2.
7-2. Did you imagine being 7-2 at this point?
It's funny enough. I actually don't even focus on the win piece. Like,
right.
I focus on,
so maybe you don't forecast.
I don't really forecast like that. But what I do, one of the things that I think I focus on is the snapshots of where we're at. So different games give us different obstacles, and how are we dealing with that obstacle? The first time we see an obstacle, and then the second time we see the same similar obstacle. So that's the thing that I see. Hey, that team plays similarly than how we play, and so, or how this team played. We show differently against that team, And so this is a physical team with 2 pretty skilled bigs We don't see too many teams that are as big as us, and to be able to do our thing, and have the success at the hole and at the rack and those type of things, and not just shy away from tall guys helps, because we see that in practice as well.
Last thought on the. Are you proud of these guys coming back from 17 to 4 or whatever it was?
What I'm really proud of is the energy. Like our bench had a ton of energy, and it fed to the guys on the floor when it's not as loud in here. Like sometimes it does feel like you're just kind of playing in an open gym sometimes. And so they brought the energy to each other. And again, that's the connectivity that I'm looking for. So those guys, even guys that weren't playing, they were playing. They were into the game, and that's what matters.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. Congratulations on their win.
Thank you.